everyone, and welcome back to Assessing Livingston Parish with Jeff Taylor. Jeff, been a little while, but we're back in the saddle.
It has been a little while. We went through the winter, went through Christmas, and decided to take a little break. And, of course, we had all of our end-of-the-year tax notices going out and people coming into the office. So the standard every year for us, same thing over and over.
That's right, and a lot has gone on since last time we talked. We did get the assessments in, and it was quite early this year, early November for me.
Yeah, we got the notices out because the tax commission has, or the legislative auditor has a certain date that you can go in and get your rolls approved. Yeah. And so we were on the earliest one this year, which was one of the first times we've been able to do that. Cindy Crowder does a wonderful job for us at the office. She stays up on all those dates. We also moved some of our dates back from June to the end of April to get all of our numbers in, which would help with that also. So the earlier we can get them in, the earlier we can get them to the districts. Well, if we get them to the districts and they have all that, we can get our rolls approved.
Sure.
So we was able to get it over there to them, and they got them back to us really quick. And then the sheriff's office was able to print them out and give people a lot of extra time. So that's what we're looking for. We like to get them out from now on, first part of November. Yeah. We know that won't always be the case, but that's our goal. My real goal is to get them out in September.
Sure.
But we don't even have the date that we can set during that time yet.
Yeah.
So we're kind of talking to the powers that be that if you'll let us get the numbers in early enough, then we'll give people 3 or 4 months to prepare for this bill. Although they know they owe the taxes, it's awfully good when you can see that bill, because that's when it really comes into play for people, when they see the bill. And if you give them, instead of a month and a half, if you give them 3 months, it helps.
Yeah, it sure does. It helps them to budget, and it's not real till you actually have it in your hands, even though you can yell it from the rafters.
We have our district meetings.
Yeah.
We do all of that. Then we have the open book period, the appeal process and everything.
Sure.
Nobody comes.
Yeah.
Then they get the bill, and here they come. And we said, but where were you during this? They don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And so we've done our part of trying over and over and over and over to get the word out there, and we will continue to do that. We got billboards everywhere. I'm doing podcasts. I do the TV interviews. We send letters. Channel 9, they said that I was on TV more than Morris Bart.
Come on.
So that's a good thing, because the more information we can get out, the better.
I know I saw your ads on there for sure. Yeah. You have been staying busy, though. New mapping system coming out.
New mapping system coming out. We got a really good one. The real estate agents, the appraisers and all them, they use it. But we knew there were some things. It was 12, 13 years old, and there were some things that needed to be, picked up and made better, because we had just too many layers over it, and it was slowing our mapping system. And we had a few calls from people saying, look, every time we go into it, now we're starting to slow down. It's taking a while. Well, that means you got to speed it up. So we went in and put all the layers into it. So now when you pull up a name, you know what Senate district you're in, you know what congressional districts, you know the school districts, you know the water district. All of these things are coming by midsummer.
Sure.
And that way you just hit on it. Real estate agents are going to love it, because they're going to be able to say, this is where your children are going to go to school. This is where you're going to vote, everything.
Yeah.
So we're putting all of that into it, so it'll be a big, huge improvement.
Very good. And it has like an overlay with it, you were telling me, where you can see the land, I guess, that is new, that now exists and counts as part of maybe an assessment that didn't.
Well, what happens a lot of times is, as most people try to be law-abiding citizens, they go in and get permits. Yeah. But every now and then you run into the ones that
forgot,
or they don't seem like it's necessary, or they don't want to.
Sure.
One of the three things.
Yeah.
And so now when we do our flyover, we lay that layer over it, and it'll show us what's new.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool.
Technology
up there, and
one thing y'all have always been ahead of at that office, in my opinion, is technology.
We take real pride in it. I've told you since we've been doing this podcast 2 or 3 years now, I want it to be to where Livingston is talked about. Sure. Good.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, I went to those meetings. I was so proud. I was the assessor. And all of a sudden, they started talking about things you do not want to do, and there was Livingston Parish on that screen.
Yeah, we were the butt of everybody's jokes.
Butt of every joke.
Yeah.
And I would just introduce myself to everybody in the room. I'm Jeff Taylor. I'm the new assessor in Livingston Parish. So proud to be here and everything like that. And there you are, things not to do. Yeah. And Livingston Parish is sitting there. Now when they show it, they say, you might want to look at some of these things that are happening over Livingston Parish.
Sure.
And now when I go in there, I'm loud about saying that I'm Jeff Taylor from Livingston Parish, because why not Livingston? We say it over and over and over. Why not Livingston?
Why not Livingston? Assessments, flyovers, all of that is going to be occurring. It usually happens every 4 years.
The flyovers usually happen every 4 years. At the end of this year, 26, we're going to do a flyover to get ready for reassessment and everything, to help our guys with that. It also helps people to be able to look at their land. We do it in the winter because the leaves and everything are out of the way.
Sure.
And you can get real good shots of the homes, the businesses, and land.
That's a good point.
It really helps a lot to do that. And just doing the flyover, and there's not a lot of people laying out in the backyard in the winter. So that helps also. We don't get the complaints of that.
Especially not today. Y'all, when
yeah.
we're recording this, it's like, I don't know, 25 degrees outside.
Well, I'm thinking that we really ought to do us a polar bear club today, and everybody meet at my house and we all jump in the pool.
There you go. The polar plunge, as they call it. I love it. Let's talk about the millage meeting, something we have done for the last couple of years. Obviously, this was your birth child, if you will. This was something that you thought would help residents, and it certainly did. It's going to be moving to every other year going forward.
What I'm looking at is, when we first started talking about this, people said, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
District's not going to do it. Around the state, when I'd go, nobody was doing millage meetings like this. Now, they would do the individual meetings that are required, but nobody pulled everybody together and brought them all to one place. I had that idea years ago, kept trying to push it, kept trying to push it. Well, we were able to push it this year, a couple years ago, and we had a few people show up. But the biggest thing, it caused the districts to show up, and they realized that people were paying attention. Yeah. So some of them lowered their millages. And then we had it again last year. A few more people showed up, but they lowered their millages. And then, of course, by law, they have to raise their millages back up to the maximum every 4 years.
Sure.
So we've decided to skip it this year, because it takes a whole lot of work for my staff to get this thing together.
Absolutely.
You got to realize that you're working with 40-something districts, trying to make sure that they can all come on this particular time, putting the billboards up and doing all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of work. We went to every other year, so we'll do it again in 27. We'll bring everybody back together, and we will do all the millage meetings and everything then.
Very good. And that doesn't mean that the millage meetings held by the individual districts will cease.
Right.
Of course, you need to get out there and go to your millage meetings for your particular district that they hold, and hold them accountable, right?
Well, the thing that I find out, and going down to the Capitol and dealing with our legislators and everything, same thing that they get, that we all get, is that people are real tired of taxes until you maybe interfere with something they're doing. Right. Golf game, movie, dinner, things like that. Well, then they don't show up and do it.
Yeah.
If you're really tired of them, you'll show up.
Yes.
Okay. So the legislators and everything try to do everything that they can to put it in a positive. Look, we got some real conservative legislators down there that they're doing the work of the people. They're trying to lower the taxes. They're trying to make sure that everything is the lowest that it can possibly be and still work a government. May not be exactly the way you want it, but overall it's pretty good.
Sure.
Same thing we're doing here. We've got some real good people in elected office that are trying their best to make sure that they try to lower their millages. Now, the problem that we have, that you and I have talked about a lot of times, is there are certain ones of them that have to have their money. The school board, the sheriff's office, the fire departments, the parish government. The parish government has no money.
Yeah.
So when you keep talking about them lowering their millages, okay, they lower their millages, it's not going to be enough to help you.
Right.
But some of these districts have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so we don't have a money problem in them. We have a management problem.
Yeah.
Because what I told you a little bit earlier, and I need people to understand this and see how big this is. When I walked into the office in 2000, our taxable value in this parish was $101 million. 100 million. I purged the rolls down to 94 million. At that time, we had 94,000 people in this parish. So 94 million taxable value, 94,000 people, okay? At this point in our time, 24 years later, we have a taxable value of 970 million.
Wow. From
94 million to 970. We have grown from 90-something thousand people to 160,000. So we've grown 70% in people, but our taxable value has went up 1,000%.
Yeah.
Look at the millages, what they were, and look at them what they are today. There's not much difference.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there talking about 1,000% growth, 2 years ago we had 40% growth in the taxable value in this parish, and there were districts that took the 40% increase.
Yeah.
And guess what? People were gnashing of teeth, were they not? They were mad.
Sure. Very mad.
Do you hear them now?
No.
I can't hear them because I'm still mad about it, because my house, I'm still paying 40% extra on a lot of them. Yeah. Now, again, your sheriff's office, school board, fire districts, and all of them, they got to have the money. But some of them didn't.
Right.
And people need to hold them accountable. They haven't.
Agreed. Let's talk about GASB. Tell me what that is.
I don't know what it stands for, but it's a government accounting system. And what it does is it makes me take into account that tomorrow everybody in my office walks in and retires. And they all walk out. And so I have to make sure that I have enough funds to make sure that their retirement and their health insurance and everything's paid for when they retire.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is they make me count everybody in my office. But half of them don't have the 12 years in, so they're not going to retire. They don't get benefits. The other half is going to retire. But I've got to put up a certain amount. So my figure came out when they came out 3 or 4 years ago that I was $9 million short.
Yeah.
So just when I thought I was getting close to having my 1 year surplus that I'm supposed to have, I now have to turn around and pay a bunch of it over to this fund that I can't go back and touch. It's just over there.
Yeah.
And I finally negotiated the fact out. I said, I'm not giving it up. You just have to ding me every year if I can't use the interest, because the interest off of the amount I had to put in there basically pays for a salary.
That's significant.
It's significant.
Sure.
And so I'm sitting here going, I'm just not giving it up. You'll just have to ding me every year. So they let us use the interest off of it.
Okay.
But I still have to put it up. And so the various thing that you ding me on for not having enough surplus in there in case something goes wrong, can't have anything worse than the 2016 flood. I don't think you can. I don't want to say you can't, but it could be hard to beat. It'd be hard to beat that.
Yeah.
And we still operated.
Yeah.
So tell me again why I'm supposed to have a year's worth of surplus, but I have to put a certain amount aside every year to make sure I'm working there. And so just as soon as I could see the end of it, oh yeah, you got to take half of it and put it over here, and you got to start all over. So you understand why some of these districts have to go back to their maximum millage.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've been max millage. I'm supposed to be 8.52. I charge 7, giving $1.2 million back every year instead of taking it.
Sure.
And now you got this GASB stuff that's sitting here saying, might need to start charging that full millage and go, I'm not doing it. I'm just not. You can just ding me. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And this particular, I don't know if you call it program, but this requirement, it doesn't matter if someone's been there 1 year and they're 20 years from retirement.
Don't matter.
Still got to put it in there.
Got to put it in there. Got to count them. Pretty good to be an accountant if you can get that job.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
Let's talk a little bit about the political spectrum a little bit, because it's heating up this year. You've had people come out on Facebook and announce that they're running for different political offices. They've got 3 major districts, one of them being District 5 Congressional Seat. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that.
Well, I know you've got
Your
a few
thoughts
people.
on it.
Well, Julia Letlow was the congresswoman from District 5.
Yes.
Okay, everybody knows that a few years ago things changed. Garrett Graves was knocked out, and we ended up with Julia. Julia's done a fine job for us up there. Julia's decided to take her talents and run for Senate against
Bill.
Somebody.
Yeah.
We refuse to say his name. Okay. So she's running over in that area.
Yeah.
He's also got Blake Miguez that's looking at it. I think Miss Julie Emerson dropped out, but he's got a few people that are over there. So I think that's going to be a very competitive race.
Yeah.
And I think the new law that went into effect to close primaries is going to have a huge effect on that. But that opened up Congressional 5 now, and they've got a few people that's put their name into it. But we got somebody that's already representing us in the Senate over in the state that represents Livingston Parish that stand up for our values, okay? And I can personally vouch for him because I've known him for several years.
Yeah.
Good Christian man. He's a minister, raised 4 kids.
Big on family values.
Big on family values. family forum, the whole nine. His name is Rick Edmonds.
Yeah.
He is a wonderful man. If you get a chance to meet him, and he has my full-throated support, not because of something that I read, other than his life. Spending time with him at dinner and hearing what he talks about, hearing him in the pulpit.
Yeah.
It says a lot about people. You can 100%. Make up a lot of things for a couple months.
Yeah.
You cannot make those things up for years after years after years. And to meet this man and his wife, Miss Cindy, is a treat. And they will stand there and they will fight and work for Livingston Parish in this Congressional 5 district. And I am so excited about him being part of this. When he called me and told me he was going to get into it, I didn't have to see who else was in the race.
Yeah.
I didn't have to wait. Usually I say, well, we'll wait and see. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Because I knew what kind of man was going to be in that seat. And I can't wait till he gets there.
Yeah, certainly. Look, a big supporter of business, a big supporter of family and faith.
Well, put yourself into the deal. We're always looking for what is a truly good candidate.
Yeah.
He's compassionate. He's a pastor. Very compassionate. He's had to sit there in the worst of times and the best of times with people. You don't do it as long as he has by being somebody that's hardline and doing all this kind of stuff, which is some things people like to say about Christians.
Yeah.
Very compassionate. Pro-business. He wants to see the state do well. He wants to see Livingston Parish do well. He's a family man. He's pro-life. He's pro-gun.
Pro-law enforcement.
Pro-law enforcement. All of a sudden you start looking at a compassionate conservative. He's your definition of a compassionate conservative.
Yep.
And I'm just telling you, if you've never met him, or if you've just seen him passing by, or better yet, if you've heard somebody say something about him, because there's a lot of people out there that don't like Jeff Taylor today because somebody was willing to lie.
Yeah.
So instead of taking all that, don't take my word for it. Call him, meet him, go get some coffee with him. Now, plan to stay there for a while because he's got some things to say.
Sure.
Because he's passionate about it. And when you get up there and all of a sudden you see all this stuff that's going on in Minnesota and all the fraud and everything that's happening over there, you want somebody that's compassionate but also very conservative that says, hey, we've got some things to straighten out, and I'm going to Congress to do that.
Yeah.
You know, love the man. I think he's going to do a great job for us. Can't wait for him to get up there.
Awesome. Let's go into district attorney race coming up soon enough.
District attorney's race right now, I think it is. It looks like it's coming down between two people. Livingston Parish has never had a district attorney, as far as I know. I'm 61 years old. As far as I know, we've never had a district attorney from from Livingston Parish. Every time it comes up, Tangipahoa comes over and says, "Hey, can you support our guy?" We have in the past. We've supported them. But all of a sudden, it comes up time for Livingston Parish to have one, and we've got a very qualified young man in Sherman Mack.
Yeah.
Very qualified. Been doing it for a long time. Does very well in his practice. Good Christian man. And yet here they come and they say, oh, but by the way, we've got somebody that's worked in Livingston. Oh, he's from Tangipahoa, but he's worked over in Livingston.
Yeah.
So that should qualify. No, why not Livingston? When are we going to stand up and say, it's our turn?
Yeah.
We've got a qualified candidate. I have not one bad word to say about the other young man at all. Personally like him.
Yeah.
Livingston is waiting on our DA.
Yeah.
So for Livingston Parish to now give up this seat again and send it over there, you're in the next 20, 30 years, you're going to be sitting over there with not a DA from Livingston. Or we can say enough's enough. We want Livingston.
There you go. Let's go into the Senate race just quickly. You mentioned a little bit about that with Julie Letlow jumping in that race.
There's somebody that didn't get the endorsement, and then all of a sudden this weekend they come out with, now they want to raise their head. I've never seen anybody that I didn't see for 10, 12 years. All of a sudden this year, I can't turn my phone on without seeing all the wonderful things he has done. We didn't get to read about them because they didn't happen. And I'm going to tell you that you've got some really, really strong conservative people that are looking at this, are not just looking, they're in this race. But Blake Miguez is a strong conservative. Mm-hmm. Julie Letlow is conservative. So when you're out there and you're looking at this thing, you got to realize that we've got some good people running against somebody that I consider to be at best a moderate, at best.
Yeah.
At best a moderate.
Yeah.
So put it to you this way, it won't be him.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that when this comes around, it won't be him.
Well, there you have it.
And you know, people, you know, they want to sit there and they want to say things like, well, he voted to impeach Trump. That's his vote. I didn't like the fact that he didn't show up in Livingston when we flooded. And when he did show up, what he wanted to do was get on the microphone. And we opened up a school, and I hadn't saw him the whole time. And we had called and called and called and called. And you can check my track record. He asked one of our congressmen one day, he said, how do I get Taylor off of me? He is on my 1 yard line. Show up in Livingston. Show us that you care. Don't show up when we're opening up a school and you want to get the microphone and get up on the stage when you haven't done anything to help us. This ain't new.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a while. If he would be honest, he would say that since about 2016, Jeff Taylor has been right here. That's way before the Trump vote. I didn't like what you were doing to Livingston Parish then. You want to run to Baton Rouge? That's fine. And run over there and do all that. You got a big area. You got the whole state. But when we're in desperate need over here, and I cannot even get you to help me with FEMA, to help me show what flooded and what didn't, can't be done. Don't want even return my phone calls. But then all of a sudden, a young man named Garrett Graves comes in, and the next day he sits on my front porch when I'd lost my father during that flood. At the same house I lost my father, Garrett Graves is sitting on that front porch with me, figuring out how I can get all the FEMA information. Do you think I felt like dealing with FEMA when I just lost my dad? I didn't. But Garrett Graves comes sit there with me. In the Bible, they talk about people that come in and sit with you in your time of trouble. I didn't see Bill in the whole parish. Now, I know when he sees this, he's going to start saying, well, I was here. I didn't see him. But I did see other people. Has nothing to do with your vote. You vote the way you want to, but when you don't take care of my people, I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to be on your 1 yard line. And I know we always tease about me being over in the corner and I'm kind of quiet and I just sit there and everything. But when it comes to my people in Livingston Parish, I'm proud to be from Livingston Parish. I love the people in this parish. I love representing them, and I want them to be taken care of. I do not want them to be a second thought.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that race.
That was pretty strong. I saw Donald Trump come in here before he was even president.
Yep.
And spend some time here. Of course, everybody saw Garrett Graves and the fight that he actually put up for the parish. Hard to beat.
You know who you saw? You saw Jeff Landry, Governor Landry. Sorry. Yeah. You saw Rick Edmonds. You saw Garrett Graves. You saw all those people. That was a long time before Rick Edmonds was running for Congress. He was here because he cared about us.
Yeah.
They brought things to us. Garrett Graves brought things to our house. It's about taking care of the people. I hope when I get out of this office that people say, you know what? I may not have liked him, but he sure was one that when things happened, he jumped in their feet first and wanted to take care of people. He wanted to help. Whether it be cooking, whether it be down at the legislature fighting for any little thing, whether it be at a church, wherever it is, I wanted to be that one that would be the hands and feet. Because I'm not the one that's going to be up in the pulpit, but I am going to be that one with the hands and feet. I tell people all the time, I can't build a box. You can give me 6 boards, I can't build a box, but I can carry that wood.
Yeah.
So that's what I always want to be. I want to be that one that's there to help.
Love it. Well, I don't think we can end it any better than that.
Yep.
So thank you so much for everything you do for the parish. And we'll see all these people next time.
And what I'll do next time, maybe I'll sing like I did for my daughter's engagement party. And
we'll make that an intro.
We'll do one or two different little songs to get us started off on it and everything. And so we'll see how long that podcast lasts.
There you go. I smell a hit coming our way. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you, Jim.